I wanted to ask you how your competency evaluations have gone.
Well, I attend groups here ranging from groups of 3 or 4 people up to 35 at a time for competency, and where they claim in court that they're teaching law and competency, some of the things they use for teaching competency I don't understand, like watching cartoons, just watching television, playing cards, doing crossword puzzles, learning how to put tattoos on human bodies, Dirty Jobs, which is a series on television. All of these things that they're saying are therapeutic. I have not found any therapeutic quality whatsoever. So as far as competency, most of the people working here are so incompetent they shouldn't be employed. They don't know how to teach competency, and they have no guidelines for teaching.
Well, I understand they're supposed to give you an evaluation every 3 months.
The law says they're supposed to give an evaluation every 3 months, but to save money, they don't do it. They send students around to meet you and give you a 2-page flyer that you have to fill out with yes or no answers. And there's silly questions sometimes like, do you steal cookies on Sunday? Well, no matter how you answer that, it would show that you have a mental problem. There's a lot of the questions they ask, there is no right answer. There's only a yes or a no, where either answer is going to imply that you have a problem. So they do not have psychiatrists working at this location. They're claiming to be a hospital, but they are not. There are no doctors on duty. They're short-staffed on nurses, and normally they don't have enough regular staff to even be operating. Most of the staff working here right now are calling themselves psych techs. And if you look in the computer under the workforce directory for occupations title, you'll find that a psychiatric technician is supposed to be one that is a licensed daycare worker that can do certain things medically, and none of the people here are qualified.
How about the injections they want to give you?
At this time, to my knowledge, every single patient in the hospital, in this section of what they're calling the hospital, the forensics unit, is under medication, many of whom have court orders saying that they will not be medicated, but they're still forcibly medicated. Because of the amount of publicity involved in this, they don't want to forcibly medicate me. They're trying to get me to cooperate. And if that means not giving me glasses, not allowing me to have shoes that I need, not giving me the surgery I needed for my mouth to save all my teeth, they're willing to do any amount of torture necessary to get me to agree to taking the psychotropic drugs. They want me to start taking Risperdal, Perizidone. There's 3 different medications that they're calling medications that are no more than just drugs. The people here that are on those drugs have terrible shakes, memory problems, speech problems, vision problems. Most of them that I knew before they started the drugs, when they got here, once they've been on the drugs for 2 to 3 months, it is such a noticeable difference that you would never hire them to do a job on the outside. If you saw somebody come in shaking or twitching this bad, you'd assume that there is something drastically wrong and they aren't able to function.
Are there any staff who sympathize with you in there?
There's usually 5 staff on each shift, 3 shifts a day here, and about half of them were pretty much sympathetic to my cause and had belief that I should not be medicated. All of the staff that were sharing that feeling with me, one after another during the last 3 months, has been terminated in their employment or transferred to a different department, and people are being brought in right now that do not want to listen to anything other than what they're being told to do. Right now, I would have to say there's only one friendly person left on staff. There is a very good chance at this time they could do a forcible takedown. was being belligerent or a danger, and give me injections. So I am very close to that at this time.
You've attempted...
And they have been threatening to do that if I was not willing to take the drugs and sign a release saying I want to be medicated because I want to be declared mentally ill. If I'm not willing to do that, then they will find a way of forcibly medicating me. If I am willing to do that and accept a guilty plea and give my patent to the state of Utah, then they might let me out someday. But the same doctors that are saying that this is a condition are also telling me that the hepatitis could kill me within 3 to 6 months.
Have you tried to have your own personal physician come in?
On numerous occasions, I have had Dr. Turner come in at one point as a visitor, and he did a blood workup on me. And at a time when I told the hospital that I had an infection in my mouth and pus was squirting out, and I tried to eat food or anything, you could see the pus coming out through the skin. And in my foot, I had green pus coming out the end of the big toe after a surgery. The nurses here at the hospital said there was nothing wrong, it was all in my mind. Dr. Turner did tests at a laboratory, and his results, I believe, are published up on the internet and have been supplied to the court, showing that I had a staph infection and strep throat at the same time. And it wasn't until 3 or 4 weeks after his results came in that they finally decided to give me some antibiotics. The hospital no longer will allow any doctor to come in other than doctors on their payroll that will say exactly what they want said. They do not want outside opinions.
How about the complaints that you filed with the various organizations and with the courts? How have they been handled?
Well, on the wall here it says that we have patient rights that we can call the Disability Law Center. Here's a list of other places, but after filing complaints with them for almost 3 years, never getting a satisfactory answer to anything, I found out that every patient, including myself, who told Disability Law Center anything, the information was being delivered directly back to the administration of the hospital, and then we'd get further punishment or torture for opening our mouth. We just found out recently on the internet that the Disability Law Center, in fact, knew about all these criminal allegations that had been made before and began legal action against the state hospital. Only it appears that the Attorney General's office somehow managed to threaten or coerce them into dropping all charges. At that same time, their director and their lead attorney no longer works for the Disability Law Center. I tried to file complaints with the FBI, and Mr. Cannon here from the local FBI office refused to take a written report even for murder. He said, I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to take reports of anything that happens at this hospital because there's too many family and friends that work here that are affiliated with the local FBI, so we can't take reports. Neither can the local police nor the sheriff. So you have no direction to go except go to the federal level, to Washington, D.C., because we will not take a report against the state of Utah. My time on this call is up. I'll call you back as soon as I can.
Okay, talk to you then.